is getting a lot of work done as the position 4. If for whatever reason they feel like it's a right fit, something he plays.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like a kind of normal mid heroes right there. So we'll probably want. I mean, I'm sure that the replacement is not like a bad player or something. So I'm sure the Beast Coast is gonna have a good chance still. But I already like the Omega Gaming draft so far. I think those two heroes will work well together. That's Timbersaw though, and that is not what I wasn't expecting, to be honest. So right now they have Kunkka, Timbersaw, Clockwork. I feel like there is some heroes that can really punish these heroes like hard. I feel like a Necrophos for Beast Coast could be really good right now. That's just the one example. I think Net Prophet also is pretty nice. Yeah, just go for Ursa. Well, it's a good Ursa game as well. It's definitely a good Ursa game.
Yeah, it's not bad. They aren't without some annoying things. Cogs can be a little bit annoying. It's a double-edged sword for the Clockwork. You don't want to be locked in with the Ursa, but sometimes just pushing him away. Kunkka does have some options, and the Timbersaw Ursa matchup's weird. There's like these moments where Timbersaw can completely demolish him in the lane, but I often feel like this matchup, it gets really hard to take that Timbersaw's momentum into a win condition, you know?
Yeah.
Again, maybe it's just been a weird set of games that I've cast, but I'm generally a little bit weary when I see Timbersaw picks unless it's a really good Timber game, because that happens so often. He peaks too quick sometimes.
Yeah. This is an okay Timbersaw game. It's not great, and the thing is that they also have 2 more picks. What I do like about, like, there's like this nice thing with Omega Gaming's draft is that they're making this Nature's Prophet have a worse and worse game right now. The Kunkka and Timbersaw are really good heroes against the Prophet. That's a snap pick. Okay. Yeah, so the Death Prophet is definitely a really good pick here. I was thinking of like Necrophos and Death Prophet the most for them. Just the Siphon itself and the Exorcism feel really nice against these type of heroes. Silence also a great tool against Timbersaw. Also Kunkka, Mirana. So this TV pick is a really nice pick from Beast Coast. I like it a lot.
5 seconds.
But yeah, I mean, Omega Gaming coming with quite of a interesting draft to me, at least. Like I'm curious to see how they're gonna make these lanes and this game work as well.
Yeah, it seems clunky. They don't have any classic, really good team fight. They've got pretty good pick-off, you know, like Cogs into Arrow. That's certainly a combo. Kunkka is very pick-off oriented. Timbersaw can chase people down, but like really light on objective taking, not really that good at Roche, not really that good at pushing towers. And even though their catch is okay, it's like Beast Coast have Death Prophet, and then you've got Tiny and the other Prophet there, Nature's Prophet. Their team fight's pretty good. They've got catch themselves. They've got utility like you were talking about with the silence. So where's the point in the game where Omega has an advantage where they can win? That's what I'm a little worried about right now.
Maybe, right now I don't really see it too much because I don't think their lanes are gonna be good. First of all, I think their lanes they're already in a position where the lanes are gonna kind of lose. At least.
I mean, who's the 4? Is Mirana a 4 or is she the mid?
It could be a 5 as well. At least I know in NA, I've been watching and casting a little bit of the games. There have been 5 Miranas as well. So they could be a 5 clock as well. It could be a 5 Mirana. They could also be a 4 clock or 4 Mirana. So I think those are their supports most likely. I think.
5 Mirana. That sounds punishable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, again, the Naga is good, but this time it gets banned. So all the illusion type heroes are really good for. Especially for Omega Gaming. Like if Omega Gaming gets like a Illu / minion type hero, it can make Beast Coast lineup really have some issues here. They do ban the most popular ones, so there no PL, no Nugget here. What I'm trying to think for Omega is that they could. This could be a decent Lycan game if there's one, or a Broodmother game if they want to play that hero. I don't know if they play Brood. There's a decent heroes they could think of.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they play Brood either.
Yeah,
take a look.
But definitely, like some of those type of heroes, even CK could be potentially decent here. The only problem, they do have the last pick on Omega Gaming, so that obviously gives them the upper hand. They will see one more pick. I think Beast Coast needs to take a hero they need a support hero that helps them to deal with AoE a bit. Okay, never mind. Everything is different. Well, Magnus offlane, I would assume, and Nature's Prophet 5.
Yes.
Okay.
Omega has 1 game of Brood on record, so
10
Okay,
seconds
so
remaining.
they are not.
probably not.
I mean, also the Brood becomes now way worse because of the
5
Magnus.
seconds
Magnus makes you don't
Yeah.
really want to pick the Brood anymore. But yeah, the Magnus pick. Okay, that's interesting one. There is a Timber Saw in the pool, so it's already doesn't feel that best. But
Yeah, I mean, again, it's this dynamic though where Timber counters him for like the lane, kind of. Magnus still farms, he clears out the jungle, and now Beast Coast have kind of incredible team fight because you've also got Empower for the Ursa, and that
Yeah.
opens him up to maybe not have to go Battle Fury, but he can still get it, and then he just gets extra damage from the Empower.
there's one game I would not like Ursa to go for Battle Fury. It's this game, but it's K1 Hector, so he might just do it again. I would really like him to go like a drums, maybe SMY type of build, and just
Yeah.
keep up the pace because their lineup kind of looks like that. I don't think him going Battle Fury will make much sense, but we'll see what he ends up going for.
Yeah, I hear you on that. And now Omega, they grab the Sven. So because I was just thinking, like, I've seen exactly what you're describing, where Hector will play Sven or a hero like that a couple games in a row, and it's like, okay, he's gone Midas Radiance twice in a row. It seems really bad here, but if I had to bet, I'm gonna bet that he's gonna do it, and he might actually make it work. He is a very stubborn carry player in that regard. He really likes his greedy items.
Yep. I mean,
Sven,
might end up
though,
doing-
does this tie this draft together? Does this fix it?
that is interesting Sven because I don't think it's a good Sven game that much. I think you play into Ursa and Death Prophet. I think those are really good against heroes against Sven. Also, this time you don't have those heroes that you had last game, like the Surge. The Surge really made the Sven way better.
Yeah.
So it's a hard Sven game. I can say that for sure. But
And in this case, they don't have a saving support either. I think that's kind of
Yeah.
what I don't like about this Mirana Clockwork. They have some aggressive potential, but you kind of miss something when you don't have like a quote unquote real 5.
yeah, it's hard to say how the Sven. I mean, last game they made it work, but I think their lineup was like really good with the Sven, so it worked nicely. Right now, I think they have like this. It does feel a little bit like a pub draft in a way that you kind of have just people playing their heroes that they like. I don't see much synergy with these heroes in a way. Like you have Mirana, you have Clockwork, then you have some Timbersaw and Kunkang, but you have a Sven as well. So it's like I'm trying to figure out what is the like game plan in this game because I don't feel like they want to farm in this game necessarily against their heroes, but I don't also think they can just go and push towers that easily because they also lack on that apartment.
Right. No, exactly. I mean, that was sort of my concern as well. Like you have these individually okay heroes, but in kind of every tick box of team fight or push or Roche or lanes, like all these different parts of the game when you can have advantages, it feels a little bit like Beast Coast does well in all of those head-to-heads. And that's so like Omega are going to have to either like outplay them in some of these lanes or make some really good rotations. The one thing that they do have is some decent catch. Like now Sven gives you another setup for some kind of mid-range arrows. They have this ability to do like a Kunkka X into Cogs, into Sven stun, or into arrow, and then some boat on top of that, maybe a chakram. They have any combo of their team, any mixture of 3 heroes has a pretty cool CC chain that can set up kills. So there's a world where they can kind of run around, and if they can catch Beast Coast in these good engagements, maybe. That to me, that's one of the only angles where I can really see this lineup working, and that's a hard thing to execute.
I can agree on that. I mean, at least a good thing for Omega is I feel like the 2 games they have played against them, I think they have been the better team. I think even the first game, I think they played better for the most part of the game. I think they were just the Naga thing that came into factor that they couldn't deal with. But I feel like they have been playing good Dota for the two games already. So I feel like I think the way being looking at these games, I think they can definitely pull it off. Like this is if they can individually perform well and they can just get a big Sven, obviously dealing with a very fat Sven can be a problem with any lineup. So
Yep, Mingate. Let's see it, buddy. And already, Midas queued up. Buckle your seatbelts.
just get that Midas.
And
Hector has
K1.
a lot of other items as well.
What is this? So he's got a Ring of Health, and then I see a Blade of Alacrity. That might not be a Battle Fury.
Yeah, I hope not. I really hope not that he doesn't go for Battle Fury, because I feel like that is kind of game ruining in this game. But
I like the SNY here. They've got enough stuns and stuff that this seems like a game where status resistance could be really effective.
Yeah, it just feels really bad to. I think almost like any other hero than Anti-Mage, I think Battle Fury with Magnus is like the wrong item. I think Anti-Mage is probably the only hero that I think it's still fine to go on Battle Fury.
Yeah. And it is a little bit harder when it's a position 3 Magnus because you are on opposite sides of the map farming a lot. So, it's not like you're going to have Empower right away. This isn't a position 4 Magnus who's playing like Ogre and just running around buffing you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that every so often it kind of makes sense. So you see these games where they're just split pushing or you really need a lot of creep clear. But this is, I agree, this is not the time.
Yeah, I think he might end up doing... what is it called? He's just probably gonna go for this aura type of Magnus and just amp his Ursa.
Vlads
and just
kind
make
of
the
stuff.
trunk. Yeah, like Mech Vlads probably sounds the right items in this game. Possibly a Blink afterwards, or like Blink after the Mech.
I like Guardian Mech because, Guardian Mag rather, because he's already pretty tanky. So if you get another item like that, he feels so sustainable.
Yeah, it's pretty good. These lanes, they're gonna be, I would say mid lane is a DP favorite, but Kunkka will still do fine because you can stack this camp and farm the camps around the mid lane. So you will get some levels. Bottom lane, I think Oscar will be, I mean he's already kind of getting bullied on this lane pretty hard. But
This
I think
ramps up, right? I think it
Yeah.
gets better for the Timber, like level 4, level 5, and especially level 6. Then he starts getting some options.
It does kind of, but at the same time also Ursa, like it also scales well once he gets level. So it's like a weird matchup. It does a lot. It's mostly about the supports, like how the supports can help. And I'm looking at these supports, and I think Miran is gonna have an advantage on that. Like I don't think Prophet itself is gonna do anything to the Timber Zone later on. So I think they will have the advantage on Omega ones. Mirana is going to be able to play on the lane as well a bit more.
And how's this 5 clockwork going? I've seen this a couple times. I know this isn't that weird, but it still seems weird to me every time I see it. And Clock is always able to put out a surprising amount of pressure with Battery Assault. And it seems all right. The Sven's a little bit behind the Ursa, but not that much. And there's a nice stack here that the Sven will be able to deal with.
So I think it's okay when you see like a tiny, because right now what's happening that Sven and Magnus is kind of training farm, and I think they're fine with that. Because at the same time, this Clockwork is going for this boots build, so he can also just run after the tiny and mirror his movement. So that if he plays well, he can like try to see if he's running down, doing some mid move or something, and he can just run with these boots for that play. So they're making this play again.
Whoa, that's nice. Toss into Skewer. What a great combo. That'll lead to a first blood. Whisper gets the kill on Panda.
Nicely done there. Nicely used of their spells.
That was pretty nice. I like that.
Yep.
4-minute rune. That'll be an illusion picked up by INS. Are there bottles mid? Yep, DP's got one, and Kunkka almost dead. Not gonna have it.
Close still. Dark Mago is pretty low. He got a bottle now on himself, so he's gonna be able to.
Has 13 denies, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's kind of how this lane is supposed to go. Like that Pro is really good against these melee strength heroes that doesn't have any type of escape. You're just gonna get bullied by these siphons and the Crypt Swan spam. The good thing for Kunkka is that you're gonna disfarm jungle, so you won't be that destroyed that maybe some other heroes would be.
And his bottle comes out now, so power runes as well as bounty is gonna be a big deal.
To play again, this time on the Sven top lane.
Oh, is Mingate dead? Tower shots, yes he is.
they're doing some good stuff. Like this, I think they're just outplaying them basically on Beastcoast. It's nothing else. They're just like, that's basically just, it's. I don't think it should happen, but it's like they're just playing better. They're doing this combo and it's working out. So nicely done on them.
And they're gonna get, is that 4 bounties? Are we
Yeah,
missing a bounty? Did one of them get denied?
I think one of them maybe got denied.
One of them's
yeah.
bottled
No,
there.
no. Yeah, I think one of them got denied. Actually, it does look like it. Okay.
All right, well, that happens sometimes, I guess.
Yeah. So now the bottom lane is gonna be this trading farm type of stuff. Once Oscar gets level 6 though, I think Ursa will be a bit sad staying on this lane because you're gonna be constantly harassed
Yeah.
and you don't really have to sustain staying as Ursa. So I would be even thinking that this Ursa might make a move to the top lane soon if he gets some HP.
Schofield finds a pick, gets INS, and there's a haste rune now in the bottle of Dark Mago. K1 trying to chase down Oscar. I don't know, I think you want this lane with the Timbersaw to go a little better than this. As you said, level 6 will be this big breakpoint as K1 goes back in, but the net worth difference is pretty big, and I mean, Hector getting to level 6 is the big achievement. That gives you the real option against Timber to at least fight him sometimes.
Yeah. K1 now though is gonna be pretty annoyed. They just bought like they just bring him a salve and now again
Yeah.
he's out of region, so
Let me go
it's gonna be
jungle.
pretty sad. But he's close to the Ring of Health. If he gets that, he can kinda farm lane or some jungle a bit.
So, and this is cool too on Ursa. You can grab this Ring of Health, and with the build up to Abyssal Blade, you know you're going to buy that item eventually. So, you just pick up the casual ring, and that becomes part of your Vanguard. No big deal, but obviously prioritizing that SNY. Cool stuff. Very efficient.
It's nice little thing there. Not sure if he could build something out of the Ring of Health, or it might just be a casual Ring of Health that he will buy. I don't think there's much that he wants to do. He could go for a Vanguard, like, 'cause eventually anyway he wants to go do the Vanguard Abyssal.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
sure if he will
Whoa.
do that, but it could be a potential.
RP up top, but he misses the skewer. Then Gate actually going to make it back.
Yeah, close there.
Little missed opportunity.
Yep. A pretty even game again, even though Disco's having some kills here. Still pretty close game in general.
Oh, Schofield with the toss back. Nice. Eight-minute rune, and this time it'll be top. Bottled up by Mr. Jeans. Stinger, though, pulled back. Combo from Mr. Mago, and an easy kill onto the Prophet. A support. So a level 8 Kunkka versus the level 4 Nature's Prophet. Pretty easy kill. And INS also going to get grabbed down bottom. Schofield in the Chakram. K1, though, putting the hurt into Oscar. The reactive armor, not enough to deal with the Ursa. But he is going to survive.
Schofield is still looking at Oscar, like, if he could maybe burst him. He doesn't have mana actually for both spells, so he can't. Okay. But at least they're bullying Oscar a little bit out, and K1 is kind of getting the farm with this Morbid Mask staying a bit on the lane.
You can definitely see it, though. Like, the gap is being closed in terms of his farm. Like, Sven surpassed him now, and the Timbersaw's on the way up. Chakra makes all the difference.
Yeah. All right.
A disconnection from the Mago.
A lot of.
So let me guess. Let me guess. Halberd, first item on Kunkka. Crazy.
Might be the item. I would even think like a vessel could be something. We don't really see vessel anymore nowadays. It's kind of a bad build-up, so people don't really like to buy it anymore that much. But it's a decent vessel game. You're playing against Death Prophet without a save. You're playing against a lot of like these strength tanky heroes, so the vessel does a lot of damage in the first initial damage, or like when you put it on full HP.
Yep.
So we don't really see the vessel Kunkka anymore that much, but it could be a thing.
Well, he queues up a Radiance. So he's thinking a little
Yeah,
more.
I don't know about that though. But I think that might be a little bit too greedy, especially when you're playing with Sven, who's gonna be taking a lot of those ancients from you instead.
That's also going Midas. So And
Yeah.
the odd scenario where you have the disconnect, the reconnect, and then the disconnect again in the same pause. Never a good sign.
That's never a good sign for sure, yeah.
Come on, Kunkka.
Let's go.
I'm hungry.
I'm tired. 5 a.m. Sleepy boy.
The hero that NA Dota doesn't deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, Peksu Dota. Give this guy a follow. Where are you? In Finland right now?
Yeah, in Finland, yeah.
What's going on in Finland, man?
Nothing special, just
Nice weather, summertime?
the fall is coming, so not so nice anymore.
Okay.
It was nice just like a week or two ago, but now there's a lot of rain and less of a sun anymore, so it does feel a bit worse now again.
I've never been to Finland. I've been to Sweden a whole bunch, but never
Yeah.
Norway or Finland. I gotta come over
Sweden, Finland, Norway is kind of the same in a
Yeah, I don't know.
in a way.
I've heard Helsinki's got like kind of a different vibe.
I mean, sure they have some different things, but there's like the weather at least is kind of the same in those countries. Like there's not like big difference between that at least. So
Your language is a little more intense. Like I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes Swedish, I hear words where I go, "Oh yeah, I kind of know what that is," and I look at Finnish and I'm just I'm lost.
it's definitely different from like this Danish, Swedish, and Norwegian. Like you can hear some kind of similarities, and then you have Finnish, and then you go, oopsie, you don't know what's happening here.
Are you near Helsinki?
No, not really. I'm like 200 kilometers away or something.
Did you like study English in university or something? I feel like you don't have a very thick accent. Like if I just heard you talk, I wouldn't. I guess Finland because I looked it up, I think, and I vaguely remembered, but I wouldn't have guessed that.
No, I didn't study it. I have just played like different type of games for like 10 years, and just playing from there. I kind of learned how to speak English. I do know that Finnish people have a different, like a certain type of accent that is pretty easy to notice when you speak English. So I can see where you have seen that from or heard that from.
Yeah, it's one of those things like the Nordic languages in general. You guys have different sounds, so it's just. I don't know. It's totally different. Like I can't even. My Swedish friends make fun of me all the time when I try to pronounce Swedish words because it's not even close. I can't even make the noise. It's a hard life out there.
It is a bit hard because I mean it's kind of funny at least to listen to like I know that's like from the people who are not from Scandinavia and like there it's kind of funny to listen to the languages at least. That's what I've been hearing from different people. So yeah.
I would like to visit Finland one day, though. It's definitely on my list. When I was in middle school, I had a friend that was really in karate, and he went to Finland for a karate tournament, and he said it was pretty cool. He said everyone was very friendly and very nice.
Country. I like it here. It's
very safe.
Nothing bad to say about it for sure.
High taxes, though, eh?
Yeah, it's pretty high taxes for sure. It's hard to get rich in Finland. You have to pay a lot.
Yeah, win TI and give 50% of it to Finland.
Yeah, I mean there comes there's an ups and downs about it for sure.
That's true. Yeah, All right, here we go. Back in the game, and down bottom, an arrow will hit on Schofield. So that's a nice pick me up. Nothing like that. Nice. First kill after the pause resume.
Yeah, just get the freebie when the pause is over. So. Top tower though, getting some pressure here. Stinger is moving in there. She is also looking to connect here with the ultimate. So I think this Mingada might be a bit too aggressive here.
Needs to be careful. Still 15 on RP. But here's the exorcism. Still being patient, Mr. Jeans. But they've also got Prophet Treants. And it's only a level 1 in power on Magnus, so still not that much. He's actually going for the max shockwave, but more AoE damage for the fights.
Just want to play strongly on the lane, but I think he should he's gonna start putting more points in Empower now so they can abuse this Ursa as well then more.
Oh, they get Oscar down bottom. Whoa.
Is that a solo kill? Oh, I guess that was probably a solo kill. Alright, Schofield is happy with that.
Absolutely. And likewise, this Timber not having a great game. This is really when you want him to be ramping up and starting to put some pressure on, maybe cutting the wave so he can get the tower. Panda's also going to fall. Sorry, he was in deep. I kind of missed that one, but that tier 1 tower drops. So now Beast Coast have more of the map to work with. That's a great first rotation from the Death Prophet with the Exorcism.
Yeah, that was really nice, and also what they were able to do, that they still defend their own tower. So this is like always the classic that you feel really good about. When you get the enemy safe lane tower and you defend your own, it makes the enemy feel like kind of this bad area. Like you can see how they're positioned in the map right now. They're farming way smaller area of the map than when Beast Coast is kind of farming everywhere right now, really a lot. So they should try to think about bringing more heroes on this bottom lane and help Oscar to take this bottom tower, because right now, Oscar might just end up dying again.
Oh, yeah, they're going to jump on him. That's an RP. Timber in big trouble as he's tossed up and finished off. All that magic damage going to go right through the reactive armor, though. Meanwhile, Stinger in the mid lane. Double damage on Dark Mago makes that an easy kill. But Core for support, obviously a good trade there for Beast Coast. And they're just a little more spread out. We got Whisper farming down bottom. Beast Coast just working the map more efficiently right now. Though mid lane, Arrow connects onto Ursa as he runs in. They are not afraid of this double damage. Tiny comes in to help him out, and Dark Mago goes down. Schofield, credit for that one. Stinger now jumps in. Dust for the Moonlight Shadow, and not going to find any kills, but immediate treants on the tower, and the siege continues. Now Oscar's here. Whisper also making the rotation from bottom, and there's going to be more pressure on this tier 1 as they dive, tossing Oscar back into a silence. Not enough damage to finish him off, but they're throwing this Timber around like a rag doll and not letting him do what he wants.
Yeah, a lot of things happening in the 1 minute, and they do get the Kunkka kill. That's the nice thing, and we're also able to defend the tower. They might get Schofield here, though. Yeah.
I think so. Okay, that's a nice one. And now Mr. Jeans, is he in too deep? Ursa falls. K1 gonna grab the Aegis. Now Magnus, no RP. And he's just done as well. So pretty costly for Beast Coast. They walk away with the Aegis. I guess that's the win, but
it's kind of I would say it's still a good trade for Omega Gaming, because I feel like you want those kills. Now you're also gonna get this tier 1 tower. Most likely, unless K1 is too big of a threat. Yeah. Can you just feed the Aegis here? Maybe not. Okay, they're too scared. They didn't have the penalty or the bolt. Yeah, they didn't have the bolt or penalty.
And they might even still get Oscar. Yeah. He's not going to be able to live against the Ursa. Okay. K1, too powerful.
Yeah. Okay, that was
questionable.
Yeah, that was a bit questionable. It was like okay for Omega. I think they were happier with that, because I don't think this Aegis is gonna be too like big of a deal. He's gonna most likely use it to farm anyway. So I'm not sure if there's too much. The kills were nice, but now they're gonna lose this mid tower most likely. Mr. Jeans has his ulti ready again. Nice arrow. Not gonna get much out of it though.
And the tier 1 tower does fall. Still an Exorcism available. Now the Yule Scepter on Prophet. Mingate, haven't checked in on him, but that's the Echo Saber now. Hand to Midas, of course, he's had for a while.
Yeah, so even though he died, like maybe had a little bit of like annoyance in the top lane, he's still the top farmer in the game. He has the Midas, and like we said, like the lineup maybe doesn't feel the strongest together, but I think if he does keep farming like this, definitely it's gonna be a problem playing into really farmed Sven. So
and Moonlight Shadow, can I help them out? They'll need some dust, perhaps. Dark Mago comes in, has a boat combo. DP can chase the other way, and it's the Tiny that'll get left behind. Now the rest of the fight to break out. BC very spread, and I think about to be punished hard. Whisper, was that an RP? It was. That was not a pump fake. Mr. Jean sustaining, but yeah, this is still going to be tough. He's going to skewer to his death, and now it's a 5v3. They still have Aegis on the Ursa. Not going to burn it here. And what's the timer on that? 2.5 minutes. So they'll have another chance after this. Stinger comes in now.
It's too late for this, kind of.
Mr.
Or is he?
Jeans.
Hopefully is coming.
Well, doesn't have enough mana for Exorcism now. K1 jumps in on Mingate. What a spread out fight, but Schofield comes in to finish it off. Now back towards mid. They get Stinger. INS almost dies to the tier 2, but he'll be okay. Grabs a siege creep.
I was for sure thought when the RP was whipped, I was like, Mr. Jeans is gonna die for sure here. But even though he missed the RP on the Whisper, he did really nice play with the skewer and saved the DP. So that was a pretty big save, at least from him. Even though it was a bit of a misplay there with the RP.
Yeah, a bit. Look at you, Mr. Friendly. He biffed it, dude. He fucked up hard.
Sometimes mistakes happen, you know. Can't be too hard on these players.
I wonder what broke it. A lot of times it's like a rocket flare flies in, and because it's global, it's unexpected. Also, Tidebringer. Like, there's a lot of these little things where you think you're good, and then you get hit by some splash bullshit that doesn't have a big graphic, and it knocks your blink right as you're about to hit it.
Some annoying stuff can happen, and it is like the nice value of Clockwork. You have this. It was probably the rocket flare, what I'm thinking as well, or it could have been also the Kunka's cleave. There was that as well. I'm not sure what it was, but
like even Starstorm, that one has a more of a graphic, but there's still just a lot of this AOE stuff that gets in the way.
They're making a solo DP ulti bottom right now. This could be really risky because they do know that they're playing top on K1 and the Stinger, so Jeans should not be allowed to do this. Well, he does get the tower, so I guess they're too scared still.
And up top now, they force out the glyph. And looking to commit, maybe. Tiny gets off a combo, and they kill Clockwork. Whisper will grab it with a shockwave. DP, she's still got a couple Spirit Siphons. Now we find an RP. Connects on 2. Very nice. The Ursa. He finally gets in power. A little late on that, but that's all right. They'll still clean up the team fight. Whisper's having a tough game. He's tilted. Hook shot not going to connect. Dark Mago on the run. Is he actually going to live? Right. Wow, that's a lucky Kunkka.
Does look like he's going to survive. That was a nice play from Panda as well. Even though he bought back for that, but at least he saved his Kunkka with the cogs there. So
yeah. And he didn't die back, so that's also a win for sure. Aegis reclaimed, but they still fought with it a lot, so derive some value. And look at this, K1. He's going to go for the Silver Edge. A little peculiar. So it breaks the Great Cleave. It breaks Tidebringer, right? Is that a passive?
Yeah, it should.
Auto cast.
I'm not sure because I'm not considering like do you ever buy a Silver Edge to counter Kunka's.
Well, and then it's like reactive armor. That's the only other thing.
Yeah, reactive armor. It's good against the reactive armor for sure. I mean, I don't know about the Silver Edge though. I'm not sure if it's the worth of like that costly of an item. It does give you some mana regen, which you're lacking when you go for this type of build. So maybe that's one of the reasons he likes it.
I would just rather have a Basher first though. I think SNY Basher feels much more conventional and safe.
Yeah, I think it does feel better, but I mean, K1 he has his some nice build or like own builds what he likes to do. So I'm not gonna question that man. Let him do his thing. If it works, it works.
That's true. That's very true. A win is a win, as they say. Oscar down bottom. Ooh. Are they gonna catch him? Nope. He's fine. What's that? In the words of Vin Diesel from The Fast and the Furious, oh no, Mr. Jeans, he's going to get caught. This is going to be a 4-on-1.
He should die still. Yeah, there's too much damage.
Healed up a surprising amount, way closer than it could have been. And that Radiance is now on the way for Kunkka. So another big teamfight item. Now the follow-up. Oscar. He misses everything. K1 goes in pretty deep. Yule's Scepter. That actually mitigates the boat. Whisper looking for the RP, connects on 1, the Rocket Flare. It was the fucking Rocket Flare, man. 5 heroes on the Dire surround him, and the Magnus gets whomped again. Holy shit, somebody tipped this Clockwork, man.
He's doing work.
The chase down.
He's doing that like, you don't, I mean, it's like uncredited work. Like that is some nice stuff that he's just constantly doing, throwing out those Rocket Flares. Some nice power gogs here and there, so definitely doing some work.
Yeah, you know how you get an MVP at the end of the game with the Battle Pass? You think that it factors those plays in? I don't think so. But I don't think so, yeah. That's the big shit. It's so big the robots can't detect it. Well done, Panda. That's
Yeah, Fanta's been playing pretty good today. I was casting I think a few days ago a little bit when Pika couldn't cast, so he had a really rough series when I was casting. But now this game, these games today he has been playing pretty well at least. So nice improvement from him, and it's definitely showing. They're also, I would say they're in a really good position in this game. Kunkka just got the Radiance, so that it's a big, like greedy item, but it's gonna amplify a lot and also bring a lot more damage on the fight. So.
Yeah. Well, there's always two dynamics to that, right? Like in theory, should you be able to get away with the Radiance? That might be pretty hard. But if you do manage to get it, there's no doubt that it's a great utility. So things feeling a lot better. And win chance still very close around the 50-50. Was starting to move up towards the Beast Coast favor, and now this one's been broken open. It's actually Dark Mago #1 on net worth, about tied with the Ursa as they trade places. And he's actually going to change his mind again. Still thinking Silver Edge, but now with the Echo Saber realizes BKB might be a needed tool. And here we go, charging up to high ground. They find K1. Here's the CC chain, perhaps. He pops the ult. One more second. Now K1 vulnerable. Disarmed and chased down. He's probably going to fall as the real fight breaks out. Mr. Jeans, sustainable, runs in. Magnus has an RP in 2. This could be the big big opportunity. Mr. Jeans somehow still surviving. Now the Moonlight Shadow, Dire starting to get spread out. He does get off an RP this time, but there's no follow-up. The team's pretty much dead already. Stinger falls. 4 on the sideline, and Schofield. No way he lives here.
Should die, yeah. Dead. All right. Really good stuff from Omega.
Roche up in 50. A bit unlucky, actually. It's a later Roche spawn, so they're not going to be able to just walk into the pit, but a big win nonetheless.
Yeah, they're gonna just. I don't think they're gonna get much out of it. They can just push out the waves and get more farm and wait for the cooldowns and play for Russian again. Like they're in a really good position right now. I feel like Beast Coast. I think Hector needs his BKB. That's the first step, and then DP also needs his BKB. Once they have those BKBs, then I think the fighting chance from Beast Coast is gonna be way better. But right now they are not. They're not that close to them, and they need to farm up more. So.
Well, D-Ward here outside of the Roche pit. That'll be a win for Stinger. Agreed about the BKBs, though.
Yeah,
it will
just
definitely
it's a lot
help.
of like, it's a lot of like those annoying stuns that you keep getting into, and then the BKB at least will. I don't think they have damage to kill DP through the BKB. I think you have these siphons, you will heal too much. I mean, maybe if the Sven gets like one damage item, then maybe they can. But right now, I don't think Sven even can burst DP with the BKB. So, but it's still a while for the DP to get it. So it's definitely not gonna be there for a. Needs to farm at least like 1 or 2, 3 minutes, and the Russian is gonna be up now. So if Omega Gaming wants to go for it, they could think about it.
17-14, both sides farming. Double halberd. No, Kunkka does. Let's see. Sven has one, and now Timbersaw. He has the Sanj. He's got enough gold to finish it. They might go triple halberd. I don't know. Kunkka's going to get BKB. We'll see what he gets after that, but it's a great solution against both Ursa and Magnus.
Yeah, I think triple halberd might be too much. I think.
Yeah, you would have said that about Mjolnirs too in game number 1, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I would have said that, but I do think that this time, I think you have this double halberd, because still he's going to have status resistance, so it's not going to feel that good having it.
True. And
also Oscar has a Yules. Yules is probably the best item against her, because the Yules is like not affected by status resistance, so you can just keep Yuling the Ursa, which is I like to see that they have 2 Yules. They have Yules on Mirana and they have Yules on Timber, so those 2 items can make Ursa's life really annoying.
Why doesn't status resistance affect Yules? I'll admit I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is that an exception?
I don't know why it is like that. I actually don't know, but that's what I've seen and what I felt like. I don't know why it is.
I believe you completely. It must be the lore factor. You know, it's a cyclone. It's an elemental, so it's immune to the effects of status resistance. That is so weird, but very cool. All right, I'm gonna start buying Yules more often.
It's definitely a good item against these status resistance builders.
Well, BKB's coming on both sides. There's Sven's Death Prophet getting pretty close.
I just hope, I just hope that they're not gonna give Roshan for free, because they should definitely know it's up, and they're in a really good position. Yeah, they're
Just the
scouting.
flare.
Yeah, they're not giving.
Okay. It goes really fast, though. They're going to start to move over. They burn a smoke, and they see Schofield right there. They're going to bring him down quick, but Roche does fall to K1. They end up not really contesting. They get baited by the Tiny. They don't even kill him. They bring down Stinger instead. And that's the RP. Connects on 3, sets it up, but now they need the follow-up. Oscar makes it up top, and Mingate is still going hard. K1 will finally turn it around on him. A couple of buybacks used as now Kunkka falls. 2 dead on the Dire without buyback, and it will be the win that Beast Coast were hoping for. We'll take a look in a sec, but that was a big net worth trade. Yeah, about 2K in favor of Radiant, even with a buyback on the Prophet.
That was just really sloppy from Omega Gaming. I feel like they are in a control of the game. They know Roshan is about to spawn, and they're still playing on this bottom area of the map, even though you know that enemy team has Ursa and Death Prophet, so they can definitely take the Roshan fast if you're playing in the wrong side of the map. I think that's like, I think it's a heads-up play from Beast Coast, but I think it's more on Omega Gaming just playing on the, just not understanding where they need to play on the map. Big mistake there, because they're like gonna lose the momentum of the game a little bit right now. The Ursa ages now. Also, he's gonna have an Echo Saber. Doesn't look like he's gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna look to go for the Silver Edge still.
Right. I mean, the Silver Edge is a nice item, just in terms of positioning. You know, to initiate on the target that you want. The break is whatever. I guess maybe now that they've changed it, it's like before he maybe wouldn't have gone for this item, but Echo Saber is kind of cool on Ursa, maybe a little redundant in some ways because he has this attack speed bonus, but great stats, gives him a little mana regen.
Yeah, I think the mana regen is the most of the thing he's looked like. Obviously the stats are pretty nice, but the mana regen is the biggest thing what he, because he kind of lacks that right now. Yeah. He doesn't have the mana regen talent as well on level 15, so he definitely needs some type of mana regen, so that helps a little bit at least.
Well, now net worth back to even. Yeah, definitely feeling like these fights are a little bit based on whether or not Whisper can get off a decent RP. He is going to go for an Aether Lens. Now, I don't know if I've ever seen this item on Magnus. Does it make the RP bigger, or is that just for Shockwave? Am I nuts?
It makes Shockwave, I think, bigger range. I think it makes Skewer better. Like, you can Skewer for longer length, and then you can also use your Force Staff to your teammates from faster range. So I think that's probably the biggest thing. I don't think it makes RP bigger though.
I don't think so either. So all right, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought about Force Staff, and wasn't. Yeah. That was one of the things they nerfed about it, right? Is it used to have longer range?
Force Staffs are really bad now if you don't have some type of cast range, because you literally have to be like really close to the target you want to Force Staff, so you can just get it out of position yourself when you want to Force Staff someone. So that's kind of the.
Well, now that Force Staff's so dinky, it probably increases it by what, 50% or something. Like it's a big increase. I had it moused over before, maybe a little bit less than that, but that's okay. Neat.
It's a nice one, yeah. It's really nice to have if you have like a cast range talent hero, so you can always take the cast range and then feel good about going for stuff. There is not though. I don't think there's cast range heroes in this game though. So
that's a cool little tidbit out there. All you min-maxers playing pubs, get Force Staff on heroes that have cast range talents.
Yeah, it's a really nice little thing there to have.
Free tips. Here we go. High ground. Beast Coast. They've got one creep. This is the hero creep right here. Breaks the backdoor protection. And now the Exorcism gets deployed. No glyph for the Dire, so this tier 3 taking big damage. Sven stun into the Yules, not great. Tier 3 tower, it's going down. Kunkka pretty far forward. He's got a BKB now, 9 seconds. All right, they get the tier 3 and just back up. Exorcism for tower, that's pretty worth. And of course, in this situation, you pull the enemy team all the way back in. So now Beast Coast get to farm out the jungle and take the map, and it becomes this nice efficiency play in terms of farming, as long as nobody gets caught. That's the key aspect here.
And there we go.
Oh, jeez. Now, at
But
least
I don't
he's
know
got
if
some,
I don't know if he cares about getting caught here though.
yeah, he's got some reinforcements at least. So in this case, it kind of works out as a bait. Panda goes down. A little moment of potential stress. INS, he gets a courier. That's something. That's pretty cool. He gets silenced,
Yeah,
though, and
nice.
I don't know if he really wants to die for this, and I don't know that he will. I think he might be okay still. No
He's on
leaps.
space. And the
The
creeps are blocking him.
Oh, hero creeps.
Doesn't have TP, he's gonna see him. Or he has TP now, but cooldown.
All right. Well, the great chase will be ended.
Okay, so DP is very close to the Shivas now, so that item is gonna make her pretty damn hard to kill, even with the Sven. I think right now, Omega Gaming is not in the best position. They're still, like, the Sven is getting bigger, and he almost has an Axe, so he can definitely burst some heroes, but still, like, the Ursa Magnus and the DP are really hard to deal with for the side of Omega Gaming right now.
Yeah, the team fight's just a little easier to execute. It doesn't really feel
Yeah.
like they're able to use the Kunkka catch, like his combo and boat, very effectively. And I
Yeah.
think it's a testament to
that's-
Beast Coast positioning.
That's one thing as well, and it's also the thing that sure, you have all these BKBs on side of Omega, but you have the RP that doesn't care about the BKB, so you still have a lot of damage that you don't care about BKBs. So the BKBs, it's kind of a, like, nice draft in that sense with Beast Coast, that you want BKBs because there are some heroes that makes you pretty annoyed, but it's also not the biggest deal for Beast Coast to care about because they can still kind of kill you through BKBs. So once when Beast Coast has their BKBs, it's really hard for Omega Gaming to kill them at all because they don't have these BKB piercing spells. So it's always nice to have those BKB piercing abilities and spells that it's just a nice thing to have because you don't need to require to, like, kind of wait for the BKBs to run out. You can just look for a good opportunity and go.
Right, and now Ursa's also got the Basher, so that's another tool. Double damage also in the bottle, so I think Beast Coast probably ready to pick a fight if they can find one. The Tiny is going to be on the other side of the map, does have a TP, and they've got the outpost. And right now, Omega in a little bit of a forward position.
It should be just a range tracks at least for free.
Yeah, they're a little too far out. All right, there's the glyph, but now Exorcism gets deployed. Without the tower, this doesn't feel that dangerous.
They should use they remove the DD with the use. That's a nice thing to start with.
Yep, also gets
Use
rid of
his
the
ulti as
Empower.
well. This yeah.
BKB from the Death Prophet as Sven jumps in.
They should chase here. They should chase here on the Omega Gaming. They use BKBs and they use TP ulti. Like okay, they're too late, but I think they should look to do something right now. There's a good timing right now that they have.
And are they gonna smoke? Yep, they have.
Also, Roshan is gonna spawn really soon, so
4 seconds. All right, Omega, this is the time.
they do know about this because they're not defending top, so they have to kind of show. They do have to put. I think the Clockwork has to kind of rocket the Rosh pit all the time. Because it could spawn and they could just take it really fast again.
Still 9 seconds on that Ursa BKB and 50 seconds until Roche is up.
Yeah.
So that was the
I just
sorry,
need
that was the
to-
RNG timer before.
Yeah. Omega just needs to keep in pay, like, on the looking at the Rosh, because that is the thing that.
Dude, I fucking called it. 3 Heavens Halberds. What's up,
Yeah.
homie? Now,
Heavens
how
Halberds.
shit is this?
I mean, they're gonna have a 4 actually. Even the Mirana is going for 1.
Oh no.
That
That I would never have predicted. Oh.
well, this team is definitely like they call an item. Everyone buys this. I think Clockwork. I'm not sure if that guy's gonna end up getting it.
I see in Twitch chat from 5 minutes ago. They have 2 Heavens Halberds. What are you blind? Keck W. Well, buddy, joke's on you. Here it is. 4 is just that's stupid, right? That's just like there's diminishing returns on any of one item like that in Dota. It's just balanced that way.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I would say it's a bit too much, but we'll see. Fight happening.
All right, let's watch this Prophet die. Now the turnaround, though. The Prophet's here. Ursa jumps in. RP on 3. Beautifully done. And they've got the Empower. AoE damage on top of it. They do still lose Scopy, but now the Sven goes down. The BKB from Dark Mago's running low. And I think Radiant should be able to start cleaning up some kills.
Nice
Skewer up.
well.
That stops the TP. They've got the break. The cheese gets eaten. It's a messy fight, a 3-for-3, but it will be Beast Coast that take it overall. A 3-for-4 now, and they should be able to find Panda. Yep, Yule's Scepter. A good try, but won't be able to TP out or find the deny, and now they get rewarded with a nice, easy Roshan. Big swing, and Dire, they've got 4 buybacks. They could try to spend the cash and stop this Rosh, but they're going to make the call to just stay dead and, you know, play an eco round right now.
I don't think they can do much about that. It's going to be free Rosh. It's just a hard fight for Omega Gaming to take, even though they can burst heroes pretty fast. The Sven does a lot of damage. It's just this Fury Swipe stacking up. You don't really care too much about the armor. And then also the RP. You have BKB, you get RP'd, and you're just like, you feel pretty bad about it. BKB doesn't matter. DB also, dealing a lot of physical damage. BKB doesn't really matter too much. So it's like, just a hard position for Omega Gaming to be in. Like, that's the thing that we talked about before the game, that Beast Coast definitely have some kind of an idea with this lineup, when I think Omega Gaming has more like, they rely a lot on just outplaying the enemy instead of like having kind of some type of a plan, I would say.
Now looking a bit grim. Only 24-22, but the team fight of the Radiant now reigning supreme. The gold getting a little more out of control. Not completely over yet. The crit on Sven queued up next, so he's still going for big damage items. Yeah, what's Kunkka looking at? He also wants a crit after AC. Kunkka
should probably... Yeah, well, they just want to go on the raw damage, and I think... Well, it might be the one that it can turn around. If you just get to burst one of these very important cores, it can be the difference maker. Let's say you burst his Magnus before he gets an RP. It might be the difference maker. Or you get to... I mean, it's very unrealistic. I think they can burst this, the Ursa or the DP, but... You can burst his Magnus. It can be something.
Moonlight Shadow now very spread out for the Dire. Are they actually going to find an opening? The arrow did hit DP mid, and now pings come out onto Stinger. No Glimmer. It's actually on cooldown. Okay.
All right. Nice little pick off there. Buying a little bit more time. So Sven can get his Daedalus before the next fight. It can. It can be the big. I think it would be the bow with the biggest team fight, the difference maker for Sven. Oh, that's a nice item as well. The Spell Prism. Who will take it though? I would actually like the Sven to take the Spell Prism.
I was kind of thinking that it's like really good on Timber. It's also pretty good on Kunkka, but he's got the Illusionist Cape, so that's fine.
It will be used.
This is a pretty aggro maneuver, but they're ready to try it. Ready to push back the heroes and say, well, we'll just take the tower if you guys don't want to fight. A couple of creeps here. Ursa, moving the Minotaur Horn and Titan Sliver back and forth. Nice efficiency play there.
What's that?
Stinger, is he in too deep? Nope, it's bait. RP on 4. Beautiful. A second RP on 5. Picture perfect from Whisper. Not only a game ender, but a morale boost to the entire squad of the Dire. Omega desperately look to hang on. They get the Aegis. They burn the buybacks that they have. But Kunkka and Sven sideline with no hope to return as the silence comes out onto the Timber Saw. Diving tier 4s without a care in the world. And Omega will throw in the towel and say, Whisper, no more. He had a couple of misfires in the early game, but he more than makes up for it with an epic game closer.
What RP? Or what 2 RP?